So there was this interesting TikTok video that I seen where someone made a video talking about how living with your parents is not a bad thing. I understand society frowns upon it, but his take on it is really interesting, and I want to share with you guys my comments, and let's see if we agree.
All right, I'll be the one to say it. Moving back in with your parents in your 20s is a superpower if you do it correctly. And this is coming from somebody who was so embarrassed that they had to move back in with their parents after they finished their MBA, was in so much fucking debt, couldn't afford my rent anymore. I'm on the phone with my mom crying, saying, "Mom, is it okay if I move back into the house?" That's where I was at. I'm gonna preface this by saying I know that not everybody has this opportunity. Not everybody has the chance to move back in with their parents, but that's what it is, a fucking opportunity. If you can get a warm meal and maybe less rent or no rent while you're in your 20s and you're trying to stack up, trying to build your businesses, it is a fucking opportunity. Right around the time that I was moving back in with my parents, I had a buddy of mine who was a little bit older. I'd called him up, he'd been living with his parents for a while. He seemed to be loving it. He was partying all the time still, didn't have to pay rent, got free food, smoking pot every single day, but he's done nothing with his life. And I saw that and I said, I want something different from this. I saw it as an opportunity to keep my expenses low, to hunker down for a couple months, a year, however long it would take to build something that would allow me the opportunity to not only move out, but take care of my family and give back to them, to tell them thank you. And so everybody gets embarrassed about it. They talk shit online. I had friends that were making fun of me. "Oh, you're 25, you're still at your mom's house?" Motherfucker, I was 25 at my mom's house and I owned 20 properties. I became a millionaire in this tiny ass bedroom, and then I retired my parents, all because they gave me the opportunity to move back in with them, and I took it. I seized the opportunity. So if you're hearing this and this is you're at your parents' house and you're not doing anything, lock the fuck in. This is the opportunity of a lifetime.
I really like his message. I really do. Now, first of all, I hate the fact that society frowns upon people just because you're living with your parents' house. Listen, times right now is really hard. It's really hard, and people think it's only hard for the youth. Like, right, for the Gen Zers and millennials, like, oh, it's only hard for them and these boomers are enjoying life. No, there's a lot of boomers as well that are struggling. So if you have an opportunity to help each other out, right, you live in your parents' house and you handle your business and you help them out as well, that is truly, like he said, a great opportunity. Now, unfortunately, you're gonna get so many people telling you what you should do is you graduate, high school, live on your own. Just like live on your own, live on your own, live on your own. And a lot of that really is to do with the fact of once you hit a certain age, you just cannot wait to get the hell out of your parents' house. But you need to understand this, and it's not easy, I get it, is you need to have a sense of maturity, a certain level of maturity, and be mature enough to say, you know what, I could stay in this household, go to college, save up, and then move out on my own, and I'm helping them out, and at the same time, they're helping me out. You see, that's a win-win. But unfortunately, that's not always the case. You do get a lot of people that are afraid to live on their own. So they'll stay in their parents' house because they're afraid. So that's why it's like a thin line here, right? It really is, because he's saying how he started his own business, but what if that business would have failed? Then what? It would have prolonged him staying in the house even longer, right? That should not be the case, but that unfortunately is something that does happen, and we see that a lot. But I hate it because now I'm not trying to pull this whole gender thing, whatever, but it's the truth, okay? We could admit this, that usually though when a man stays in a house with the parents, he's looked at as if he is weak, right? Everybody looks at a man as if he's weak because he cannot provide for himself, but not me, right? And actually I'd say this as well, not a good, strong, independent woman, because a good, strong woman will recognize, you know what? That man's trying to get his stuff together. He's not trying to create this whole facade that he's a baller, he has all this money to just impress people. He's actually trying to build something and do something. And he's waiting for the right moment to leave the household. Because it's not easy right now. It really isn't. But I see videos all the time. I've even seen one recently say how she would never be with a man that wants to have a 50-50 relationship as far as financially. She would be with a man that has 100. Like the burden just drops on him. It shouldn't be that way. It really shouldn't be that way. Now, in his case, I like it. I like what he's saying because it is a superpower. It gives you guys a big boost because when you're in high school, you're probably not making any money. But once you start making some real money and you're living with your parents' house and she cooks well, then that's awesome. You're eating good meals and you can stay there and build wealth. That's the thing that you all want to do and you all want to strive for. But that's if you have the opportunity. I understand a lot of us don't have the opportunity, but if you have the opportunity, I would highly recommend that you take it. Okay, you take that because that's just going to be an excellent way to build wealth and start your future on a good, solid foundation. And then also, Also, it allows you to do some of these business ventures that you would not be able to do if you work on a 9 to 5. Because once you get a taste of that 9 to 5, once you get all these responsibilities, now you have to say no to a lot of things because you have all these responsibilities you need to take care of. Right? You need to pay your rent, your car, student loans, all those things you need to take care of. Pay for your own groceries, all of that. So it's not as easy to be as risky to start this endeavor because you need money and you need to survive. I don't know, guys. What do you think? Do you think that is a superpower? Living in your parents' house in your 20s in order to, to move out, build a better foundation? Or do you think it's like, nah, listen, if you're gonna learn, right, if you're gonna learn how to survive out here in this jungle, you should leave at the age of 18 and figure it out yourself. Because if you don't have that safety net, well, you're gonna be really hungry and you're gonna pursue your goals even harder. Interesting to hear your comments. Drop it down below. Catch you guys in my next video. Peace.